Hey, I'm Paris with Paris My Reads. Welcome back to my YouTube channel where I read and review books from a biblical worldview. Today I'm taking you through 9 books that are spice-free and perfect for the autumn weather. It is fall, finally. I feel like I haven't posted any fall content because it has just not been fall in the Midwest. So Mr. Reeds and I actually took it upon ourselves to find fall. We drove to Colorado. We're actually staying in Alma, which is a higher elevation, and all the trees have already dropped their leaves. And the first 2 nights we were here, it actually snowed. So that was really fun. All the peaks had beautiful white snow on them. And then whenever we went down into Breckenridge, the fall foliage is just absolutely beautiful. So we hiked to 14er yesterday. We did Quandary Peak, and it is the first and possibly only 14er that we will ever do. Both of us are actually so sore. So I thought that today would be the perfect day to film for you to add to your fall TBR. These are all the books that I brought with me. There's 2 that I'm going to mention that I don't own, and I don't know why I don't own them because I love them, and they are books that I recommend over and over again for fall. So I need to buy them. I just haven't gotten around to it. The ones that I own that we're going to talk about, and there's 2 more on the list. Let's get into all the fall books. Okay, we're gonna start with a middle grade, and this probably will not surprise you because I recommend this book all the time. And it's not just for middle grade readers. I'm talking about Harry Potter. This is Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. I have the UK edition, so it is called the Philosopher's Stone. The US edition is called the Sorcerer's Stone. Anytime I think of fall or winter, I think of Harry Potter. It is just a really great dark academia fantasy, and I am such a big Harry Potter fan. The books are fantastic. I also love the movies. I just love it all. Again, this is a really great middle grade. I think the first 3 books are really great middle grade books. As she wrote to the characters. So the later books become more YA, they have more darker themes. I personally love a great middle grade for myself. I actually plan to reread these soon. Mr. Reeds wants to read these, and he has not ever read them, so I'm really excited to read them with him. I also plan to reread them on audio because I have not read the audio. I read these as an adult and just consumed the whole series, all 7 books, in 2 weeks. I was just engrossed with the world. I read these before I started doing these types of full reviews with content and stuff, so I don't have a full breakdown of content and things like that, but I gave it 5 stars. I absolutely love and recommend this series. For the YA genre, I have Dreams Lie Beneath by Rebecca Ross. This is, I would say, upper YA, and it is also great for adults. I read it as an adult. This is the perfect fall read. I love the lore and the atmosphere that she creates. She has such beautiful writing. The plot in this book is that the magical realm that they live in, the nightmares that people have actually come to life, and there are wards who have to fight off the nightmares that come to life in the streets of the cities. So we follow the main character who is a ward, and she takes over after her dad. It is just really beautifully written, what we come to expect from Rebecca Ross with her lyricism and beautiful prose. My quick takes on this are 4.5 out of 5 stars. Language is mild. Spice is kisses only. And content considerations are death, violence, and close same-sex friendship of side characters that could be implied as more. It is YA, I would say, for readers maybe 15 to 16 plus, just because that same-sex friendship relationship, I think it is her experimenting with same-sex relationship of side characters, which become more prominent in her more recent work. But this one technically does not have that, but if you're reading between the lines, it does. As a parent, I want to make that note if you are giving this to a YA reader. In the same vein of middle grade and YA, but also could be read for adults, I have a classic, and that is Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. I don't remember how you say their last name. I should look that up. This is a classic, and I actually read this in middle school. My mom read it along with me, and so that was really helpful. I haven't read it since then. I really would love to do a reread, especially on audio. I think I would just really love on audio, but this is atmospheric, spooky. Spooky not as in witches, but spooky as in there's something going on at night in the house. And if you've read it, you know what I mean. Highly recommend Jane Eyre. I love a good classic. I read classics so slowly, so I don't read them very often, but this is one of my top favorite classics. Obviously, reading it as young as I did, I was not reading and reviewing books like I do now, so I don't have any content considerations or anything like that. If you're giving it to a younger reader, I would recommend reading it along with them, just like my mom did, because the writing is at a higher level, and so having someone to just talk through the plot with them and reading comprehension, that's a really great thing to add into the mix for younger readers. Highly recommend Jane Eyre for a fall read. Entering into the romance genre, I have a sweet hockey rom-com, and that is Just Don't Fall by Emma St. Clair. It is small town, hockey, the leaves are changing. It's just all things fall. This book was really cute. It had a really fun forced proximity trope, which I love. I love forced proximity in books. I think it just like helps the plot along that much more, whether it's for good or bad. My quick takes on this are 4 out of 5 stars. Genre is hockey rom-com. Language is none. Spice is none or kisses only. And content is parental neglect in childhood. Next in my romance genre fall recommendations is Juniper Bean Resorts to Murder by Gracie Ruth Mitchell. And I do not own this book, and I honestly don't know why. This is my most frequently recommended fall romance book. I just like really loved this book. I think because it was the first romance I read that was a mashup of romance and murder mystery, and it's in the fall. It really felt like an Agatha Christie and Catherine Center mashup to me. While this is fun and quirky, there was some really great balance that Mitchell added into the plot, which really balanced out just the whole rom-com with character depth. My quick takes on this are 4.5 out of 5 stars. Genre is contemporary rom-com / cozy murder mystery. Language is none. Spice is kisses only. Content considerations are death, childhood trauma, and past parental death and grief. Next in the romance genre, this is my last romance recommendation, and it actually has a foot in the romance genre and the fantasy genre, and that is Welcome to Fae Cafe by Jennifer Krupp. And I ate this book up. It was another one that I really thought was just a brilliant mashup of genres. The rom-com component with the fantasy component was just so fun for me. I read this also during a time where I was kind of in a book slump and just needed like something different to really cleanse the palate, and this did it for me. I read this so quickly, absolutely loved it. It is set in the fall and has lots of fun, cozy fall and like kind of into winter vibes. So if you are getting into this late fall and into winter, this is perfect for that as well. This book was kind of like a mashup of the movie Elf and the movie Enchanted. I don't know how else to describe it. I just really loved everything that Krupp has going on in this. Characters are so fun and so quirky, and I love having the Fae aspect in the human world. They don't really understand the customs and culture and stuff, and it just adds to the plot, and I loved it so much. My quick takes are 5 out of 5 stars. Genre is fantasy rom-com. Language is none. Spice is kisses only. And content is violence, death of grandparents, and past death of parents. I wanted to keep this video closed door or like non-explicit spice recommendation. So I only have one fantasy book to recommend that is very fall coded and also no explicit spice. And this book is Vampires of El Norte by Isabel Cañas. And again, I am so upset that I don't own this book. I always look for this book like at half price books or thrift stores, and I have never found a copy of it, and I just really need to order it. I've not looked on Pango. I should look on Pango Books. Which plug, if you have not ever ordered from Pango, I have a link. I'll put it down below for $5 off your first order. I have ordered like a handful of books from Pango, and it is really fun to get some used books from Pango. This book was so atmospheric, so immersive. I listened to the audio, and it's a dual narration, and I thought the narrators were brilliant. They were so good. And this book is actually like a historical fantasy. It's set during the Texas-Mexico War, the Texas Revolutionary War, but on the Mexico side. So it's very interesting in that regard. That's kind of like a subplot. It is more of like a romantasy. I don't know. There is a romance plot throughout, and it is some of the best tropes: forbidden love, childhood crush, second chance, all those types of things that I personally love. The Mexican lore too is so interesting and so beautiful, and this is a vampire book, but not the Twilight vampires that you are thinking of. This is more like mythical blood-sucking creatures that are in the wild. It's not the shiny, sparkly Edward Cullen vampires that you're thinking of. I did not know going in that that was the kind of vampire I was going to be. And so at first I was like, wait, but I ended up really loving it. My quick takes on this are 5 out of 5 stars. Genre is historical fantasy. Spice is heated kissing and fade to black. Content is death and violence. Getting into the mystery suspense thriller genre are 2 5-stars that I really love. The first is Spectres of the Glass House by Jamie Jo Wright. This is the first book I read by her and I was just gobsmacked. I loved it. This is technically a Christian fiction. It is published by Bethany House, and so it is very clean. The suspense is there. The beginning is kind of creepy, but it does kind of like even out toward the end. It doesn't get any more creepy than the beginning. So if you start this and you're like, oh, I don't know, that's about as creepy as it gets. It is set in October, which I really love. So it's perfect for fall, perfect for the October month. And it is also a dual timeline. So we get the modern day and we also get the 1920s Prohibition era. So this is my first by this author, so I didn't know her normal plot writing style. And so I really think that aided in my enjoyment of this book. My quick takes are 5 out of 5 stars. Genre is suspense. Language is none. Spice is none or kisses only. Content is murder, past death of child and parents, and mental health. And last but certainly not least is You Are Fatally Invited by Andy Pliego. I love this book. This is a debut by this author, and she has immediately become a auto-buy author for me. She's actually a believer, but she's traditionally published, so I love seeing Christian authors in the traditionally published market because this is getting a wider audience of readers, but there is such a huge theme throughout this of redemption, which you just do not get in the contemporary thriller market. I really love that aspect of this book, and I love the hole that she's filling in the thriller market. This actually is a really great bridge between murder mystery and thriller, so if you're not sure if you're truly a thriller reader yet, would highly recommend this. It really bridges the gap. And if you're a fan of Agatha Christie's And Then There Were None, The Glass Onion, or Clue, you're gonna love this book. It has autumn vibes all the way. This is a great one to read this time of year. I personally think any thriller gives fall autumn vibes just because it's like spooky scary, but finding one that's truly set in autumn just is like the cherry on top. My quick takes on this are 5 out of 5 stars. Genre is thriller. Language is moderate. Spice is none or kisses only. And content is killing, murder, and violence. Those are 9 spice-free books that I would recommend for the fall season for your personal fall TBR. I've read and loved all of these. Let me know which ones you've already read or plan to read in the comments below. I always love hearing what you are reading, what you plan to read, what books you've read that I have personally recommended. I just love it all. And I hope that wherever you are, you're getting some great fall weather. I'm looking forward to getting back home because we are really terribly missing our littles, but I am really sad to leave the fall weather. Hopefully fall makes its appearance in the Midwest soon. If you have not already, make sure you're subscribed. You can click on my face right here to subscribe to my channel where you can get more book reviews from a biblical worldview. And also, if you're not already, make sure you go and check out this video next where I talk about more books. Until next time, I hope all of your reads are 5 stars.